Well, Derek, I know you're tired of hearing about it, but we always think of 2001 and David's senior year in the game here. Here you are, a similar situation with so much at stake for your team. What kind of thoughts go through your mind when you think about Friday night?
You know what? I think last year I thought about those things way too much. I think that the past 2 years I think about those things way too much. I think I'm more mature now. Talking with the coaches and stuff, preparing for this game, just treating it like another game. Being older, this being my almost 30th start now, I learned how to prepare more mentally. Now for games than I did last year. I got caught up in all that stuff. Now it just doesn't matter because, if I just continue to prepare like it's just another game, when you go out there, when I went out to the Boise game last year, once I get out there, it's just another game, and I think I just got caught up way too much in my head. And so I'm definitely more mature this year, not trying to think about those things, just knowing, hey, I'm going to prepare the best that I can, go out and do my very best, and we'll see what happens.
The first time you started against Boise State, a lot was made from a flag on your wall that wasn't going to come down until you beat them. But since then, you've been married, now you're a dad. Do you still have that flag on your wall, or has that been vetoed?
No, somehow my dog got it last year. He jumped like 8 feet off the ground and got it down somehow. I don't know what happened to it, but I felt that it was just a distraction to the team, and that's something that I don't want. I never want just something to be about me and something on my wall. So once that's over with, and now it's just, I feel a lot more comfortable. It's just another game. We're preparing for them. It's a rivalry game. We love to play them. It's very competitive, and that's where my focus is now.
Sounds like your dog would make a good receiver.
Yeah.
Derek, do you think, obviously, you have to put some emphasis on the fact that whoever does win this game has the inside track to the Mountain West Championship being held at their stadium? Do you think of that at all?
Well, there's no doubt that we would want it here, and we know what we need to do in order to do those things. But to us, for us to be successful, all we have to do is worry about our job, worry about what our coaches are telling us. And if we get both sides of the ball, special teams, focused on our job, preparing 100% of the way, then we don't have to worry about those things. Then the game will take care of itself. And so that's one thing, like I said earlier, that I'm more mature in. I'm just going to worry about my job. I'm going to prepare the best that I can, and I'm going to go out and play as hard as I can, like I always do. And that way, at the end of the game, when we look up, it'll all take care of itself.
Derek, I know you want to treat this as just another game, but do you have a sense of how important or how much the community wants to win this game here in Boise?
Oh, no, I think they want to beat them as bad as I do, honestly. That's how it always is. But we also know we have the utmost respect for them and Coach Peterson. He's one of the best coaches, to ever be around in college football. And so we know the challenge that's in front of us. We know that the community wants to win and all that's great. But like I said, it is just another game, and that's where I think we're more mature as a team in understanding that. Definitely.
Does that create added pressure though when the community wants a certain opponent defeated so much more than others?
Not at all. I think every game that we play, the community wants to win, and so if we let the pressure get to us, we wouldn't have a very good year. So for us, it is just another game, and I know you guys are gonna get sick of hearing me say that, but it really is. And I'm glad that I can say that and have more peace in my heart about it, than saying it last year and not really feeling that way.
Derek, you talked yesterday about, and you know the personnel for Boise State because you played them for 2 or 3 years, seemingly it feels like 5 years now. How different is it preparing for a team that you know so well when it comes down to execution as opposed to a team like Rutgers that you don't know so well? What are the differences in terms of your mindset and preparation?
Yeah, it's nice, playing against them. Where at Rutgers, you prepare for a game and you don't have any clue what's going to happen. You don't have any clue what's going to happen Friday, but you have more of a feeling. You have more of a knowledge of what they're going to try and do schematically. I have played against their players, so I know how they move. I know what kind of stuff they do. I know who likes to talk trash. All those things. Whereas Rutgers came out, I knew nothing about them except what I saw on film. So I think that schematically, you know what they kind of want to do. But you never know. They could come out and do something totally different, which a lot of teams, especially once we started getting hot last year, whatever we saw on film would come out and they would not do one single thing they showed on film. So, but Boise State, the way they are, I think that good teams don't change. I think that they've been great at what they've done forever, and so.
I was going to say they kind of know you then also as well.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, they know me very well. They've played against me 2 years now. This will be the third time, but I'm definitely a different player this year than I have been the past 2 years. I mean, turning on the film last year makes me sick when I look at myself. I like how I'm playing this year, and I got to continue to grow and be better. And Coach Schramm is doing a great job of pushing me. And I love that about him. He doesn't let me be comfortable ever. He continues to push me, and he lets me know what I need to get better at, and I love it.
Derek, obviously from a player standpoint, did it feel a bit weird not playing a game? I mean, you guys were basically bussed up, packed up, ready to go, and then you're not playing a game. Does that screw with your body clock a little bit? You're mentally prepared for a team, and then obviously you got to switch your whole dynamic to Boise State. Does that change anything for you? I mean, just not to have a rhythm of the game?
You know what, the thing that was weird for me is you do all the preparation, and then you come into a team meeting and they say, hey, we're not playing the game. And then it's like, wow, we just did, my mind is all Colorado. So now it's like, I got to turn that switch off and, teach myself about a new defense and a new scheme and all those things. So that part was weird, and especially, it was nice to hang out with my son and my wife. I wouldn't trade that for playing a game any day. That part of it was amazing. And the fact that we didn't play a game, and when I turned the TV on and started watching games, I started getting antsy. I started reading defenses, watching the Alabama game. I started telling my wife what coverages they were running, and she just looked at me like I was crazy. She knew that I wanted to play a game at that moment, but it was weird, but it was nice to have it's nice to have a full 7 days to prepare for an opponent.
You mentioned that Alabama game, and I know it's not all about you, and you don't want it to be all about you, but Sports Illustrated in its preview had a nice little drawing of you as one of the guys that could sneak into the Heisman discussion. You're watching Johnny Manziel and Marcus Mariota and Teddy Bridgewater. What do you appreciate about what you see from those guys on television?
Oh my gosh, they're great competitors. Forget about off the field stuff. In the field, those guys are unbelievable, and I would love to compete against them any day. There's no doubt about that. I mean, they can walk in right here and we'll throw balls all day. That's just how I am. But I just love how competitive they are. I love their leadership. My favorite thing about watching those guys is how their teammates react to them. When they come off the field, or when they run out of bounds, how their teammates react to them. Those are the kind of things that I like. Then you can find out a lot about a guy and what his teammates think about him.
Any other questions for Derek?
When the season started, you look at the schedule, you figure you got a couple home games and you're going on the road. Now it turns out your first 3 games are all going to be here at Bulldog Stadium. Think that's going to give you guys an advantage now?
Yeah, you don't want to say comfortability, because you don't ever want to be comfortable. But it's nice to play in front of the home crowd. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you look back to Oregon's schedule last year. It seems like they played 9 home games in a row, to start out the year. It's just something that you're used to. It's something that you love playing in front of the home crowd, because once you make a play, they go nuts. So it's very nice to have the first 3 home games. But at the same time, it's not going to waver how I prepare or anything like that. But it is very nice to have 3 home games in a row.
I know you've been asked your whole life about Big Bro, at least one of the 2 Big Bros. They were both there for you at the last home game,
yeah.
and David doesn't have a team that has him elsewhere right now. So does that make a difference for you? Do you hear from him more now? Do you expect to glean anything from his presence?
I think, just watching him and, being around him my whole life. But, since I've been in college, just seeing how much we've grown and talking to each other, and to this year, how much we talk now, between me, David, and Darren, just picking their brains. It's so nice to have them there at just, a text away or a call away. And we talk more now than ever, and more so about life than football, which is definitely way more important, because I'll be all those things a lot longer than I'll be a quarterback. So, just learning from him, having him there, to having a 13, 12-year vet, whenever you want to talk to him, to ask him questions is nice. And, he's offered that, he's going to come up here, watch film with me, throughout the weeks, and we'll pick apart stuff. And it's nice to have that input, because he's been on a Super Bowl winning team, so and at the quarterback position, so he knows how to prepare. And so it's very exciting, and I'm glad, not in a selfish way, but I'm kind of glad that he's close to home now, not 3,000 miles away.
So if someone calls you NFL team says, hey, should we pick up your brother? You're going to say, no, I need him around here?
Yeah, please, guys. Just no. No. He needs to feed his family.